Okay, here we go. Today is day 36 of this little experiment. It is February 17th, 2010. I think I'm starting to pull out of this little didn't get the job funk that I've been in for the last couple days. Just kind of dealing with it, moving on, the usual morning grief bullshit. Didn't have a lot of energy in the gym, though. I did go to the gym. I did do an hour on the treadmills, but I just did two 30-minute sessions at 3.5 miles an hour. I don't know if I overextended myself yesterday or what. I got about 2 minutes into the 4-minute walk, and I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't happening, so it didn't. Dinner tonight, the usual Wednesday night thing. Went out to Nosh with the Durham Bears. Best thing I could find on the menu without having to resort to a salad, they had a roast pork loin. So a few pieces of pork. Again, protein's good. My legs are always sore after I do time at the gym. Sauteed vegetables and mashed potatoes. So reasonable portions. Not exceptionally worried about that. In other news, I had how can we put this? Had a catastrophe, a little wardrobe malfunction. After many, many, many months of service, my belt just finally gave way. You can see, it was kind of designed. It's just a great fat guy belt. I mean, the holes, they're just really shortly spaced apart. The problem is when you put this little metal tongue into one of these little holes and press it up against my belly. Just hole after hole after hole after hole until finally, literally, the entire thing just unraveled on me and gave way. So, not that I'm going to need it, I hope. This was I think a 50-52 belt, but I thought it was amusing. It's kind of the mark of any fat guy whenever you destroy something because of your body. When you break a chair, when you break a couch, in my case, when you break a belt, it's kind of a little pseudo badge of honor. So I think my spirits are finally starting to pull into place. I was up until 6 this morning cleaning my room. Whenever I'm in a situation where I'm feeling loss of control, loss of power, that's always kind of been my default response, is to just find something, find a project, and do it. And in completing the project, it gives me at least this illusion of accomplishment. I feel like I've done something. And sitting down and cleaning my room, all the clothes on the comic boxes, on my 3XL stuff, sat down, sorted it, put it into piles. I'm going to try to keep that in order for the rest of this experiment. My next project is going to be to tackle the closet. As soon as I start the upload on this, I'm going to dive in there. When I moved in here last August, it was literally take something out of the truck, bring it up the stairs, put it in this room, drop it, go back down to the truck, and just repeat, repeat, repeat. So a lot of my older clothes, the 2XL stuff, I moved them in garbage bags, and the garbage bags are still in the closet. So I'm going to pull those out. Try to make some heads and tails out of what's in there, and actually try to get to the point where I can go and put clothes in my closet where they belong instead of on the back of the comic box. Although ideally, I'm not sure where I want to end up yet. I said the point wasn't to lose tons and tons of weight and get thin, get pretty. The point was to pick a number, stay at that number, and try to end this up and down yo-yo cycle. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to ditch the 3XL clothes, because I'm kind of thinking 275 right now, and at 275, I'm kind of in that nice territory where I can fit into most 2Xs, and of course I can fit into any 3X that I want. So I'm not going to give them away. My boyfriend was in here a few nights ago just kind of hanging out with me in the room, and I had him grab one of the shirts off to try it on. So he can fit into the 3XL stuff, and I'm kind of hoping I can at least put them in his closet, and he might wear them. So in the event that I do have a backslide, in the event that I do need to go back into 3Xs, I don't have to go to a mart, be it a Wall or a K, and rebuy all these 3XL things. So I think I'm going to take all that 2XL stuff and put that in the closet because, again, I'm pushing for 275. 275 puts me in a good, strong 2XL territory. I may drop down to about 260 just to give me a little buffer. I've yo-yoed enough to know that the first week coming off of the diet, I'm always going to have a bump on the weight. So if I get down to if 275 is the target, if I get down to 275, by the end of the week, I'm going to be 280, 281, 282, just because I'll have sodium in my system, and sodium will be retaining water, and my body will be in the holy shit, we've been starving for 100 days, here's real food, store, store, store. So, again, not entirely sure where I'm going with this. This is what, day 35, so I've got 65 more days to think about it. But I also need some semblance of order in my room. I mean, it drives me nuts when I'm living in clutter, and I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of had my little mini breakdown on Monday. So, with that having been said, this is day 35, 65 more days to go, 15 more days until I release this to the public and start letting people in, so they know what I'm doing. I think I'm going to close this up, upload this, and go throw this belt away. I don't think there's any way that I'm going to really be able to salvage this thing.